Good morning to all. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, this is Mananjan Sahu. Now I'm going to attempt the Advanced Computer Network of NPTEL SWAYAM, Week 11, Assignment 11, whose due date is 9th April 2025. Guys, these are my details which I've already given here. Now, let's start to solve the questions. You can see this is Week 11 and Assignment 11, and you can find 10 questions here. You can see 10 questions only. So let's try this question one by one. So first question is asking about the ICN. What is the role of the network caching? What is the role of the network caching? The role of the network caching is especially to allow the data cached within the network for faster retrieval. So the one option C. You know that why you choose one option A. Let's discuss these options one by one. That is A, B, C, D, which already given. We have to analyze these options one by one. Let's start. First option is to ensure data confidentiality. So data confidentiality provides security features like data integrity through the signature, but confidentiality is not a primary goal. The second option is given to establish the permanent connections between the users and the servers. So ICN is not about the permanent connections. It focuses on the content retrievals, not host-to-host connections. Okay. So last option, that is option D, to manage IP address allocation. So these roles of protocols like DHCP, not ICN. Got it? So the correct option is to allow the data to be cached within the network for faster retrieval. So this aligns with the ICN's core principle of the network caching, where the routers can content to speed up the future retrievals. Got it? So the correct option is option C. Now moving to the question number 2. In the IP architecture, what is the primary role of the routing plane? Primary role. Asking about the primary role. The primary role is to adaptively select the best routes and construct the forwarding table. To option D. In IP architecture, the routing plane, also called the control plane, is responsible for determining the path that packets should take through the networks. It builds and maintains the routing table, which forwarding plane, that is data planes, user to forward packets. So first option is asking about to forward packets according to the static tables. Means this describes the forwarding plane is not the routing plane. The routing plane may be used static routes, but its roles is border. The next statement, that is to maintain the cache for the packet retrieval. Option B. So caching is not a function of the routing plane. It is more relevant to the ICN or CDNs networks. So option C, that is called the third option, describes this handles by the security protocol, that is IPsec, not the routing plane. But the last option, which is option D, to adaptively select the best routes and construct the forwarding table. This is the primary role of the routing tables. It uses the protocols, routing protocol, that is OSPF, BGP, to dynamically select the best path and build the forwarding table. That's why we choose the correct option, that is option number D, to adaptively select and best routes and construct the forwarding table. Now moving to the question number 3. The question number 3 is, which of the following is the key difference between the information-centric networking and traditional IP-based networking? So, key difference between is the ICN relies on the data names rather than the IP address for content retrieval. 3. Option B. In ICN, that is information-centric networking, a paradigm that focuses on the content that rather than the host. It uses names to identify and retrieve data, not IP address. In option A is, what is option A? Option A is SCN uses IP address for routing. It's an incorrect statement. SCN uses a content names, not IP address, for routing and retrieval. And if you go to the option number C, that is IP-based network do not support the data caching. This is also incorrect statement, because IP-based network can support caching via CDN, though it's not a core features like in ICN. Last option, that is option D, ICN is only used for streaming services, is incorrect, because ICN is a general networking paradigm, not a limited to streaming. But only the option number B, that is ICN relies on the data names rather than the IP address for content retrieval, it's a correct statement, because fundamental difference, ICN focuses on what? That is content rather than where? Host locations. So the correct option goes to the option number B, that is 3, option number B. Got it? Moving to the question number 4. Which of the following techniques are used for content delivery optimizations in the current IP based networks? four statements are given. That is, first option is P, that is content distribution network. Second is transparent caching. Third option is peer-to-peer network. That is, you can say these three of techniques are used. That is P, Q, and R. Okay. So option E, we choose option E. Now let's discuss these things one by one. Content distribution network, that is the Akamai or Cloudflare, are widely used in IP-based network to optimize the content delivery by catching content closer to the users. Now, moving to the statement number 2, that is called transparent caching, involves the catching content at the intermediate nodes without the user interventions, used for reduce to bandwidth uses and improve delivery speed. The last option is peer-to-peer network, that is peer-to-peer network, that is BitTorrent are used also content distributions where peers share content directly, reducing reliance on the central server. So all three techniques, that is P, Q, and R, used for content delivery optimization in IT-based network. That's why we choose the last option, that is called option number E. Now, moving to the question number 5. The question number 5 is, which network capabilities are often utilized in host-centric communication system? That is option multicast and broadcast functionalities. 5, option number B. Why choose multicast and broadcast functionality? Because see, in case of a unicast capabilities, the unicast, that means one-to-one communication, is the dominant mode of IP networks and not underutilized. But if you choose option B, which is the correct answer, that is called multicast, means one to many, and broadcast is one to all, are the underutilized in host-centric system because they are the less common used compared to the unicast, despite their efficiency for application like video streaming or software updates. That's why it is a most appropriate options. If you choose the secure data transmission, that is security via TLS or IPsec, is widely used, non-underutilized. And last option is file sharing. File sharing is an application specific, not a core network capability. So the correct option goes to option number B, that is called multicast and broadcast functionality. Now moving to the question number 6. Which type of naming convention in information-centric networking resembles the structure of the uniform resource locator, that is URL? The 6th option goes to the hierarchical names, that is 6, option C. So in ICN uses names to identify the content. Two common naming conventions are there, that is called flat names, a single identifier, that is a hash of content with no structure. The another is hierarchical names. So that means a structure name, that is domain, path, content, similar to URLs, which allows for the routing and aggregations. So if you say flat name, option number, if you say the flat name, these are the unstructured and do not resembles the URLs. If you go to the second option, that is dynamic name, not a standard ICN naming convention. If you choose the last option also, attribute value based name, these uses key value pair, not a URL like structure. So only the correct option is hierarchical names. These names resembles URLs, that is the YouTube videos. Okay, so video 1, video 2, like this, the making them suitable for routing and caching. Okay, so option number 6, option number C, that's called hierarchical name, is the most appropriate options. Moving to the question number 7. How does the DNS redirections assist in the content routing process of a CDN? That is, how the redirection, how does it maps the symbolic names of the surrogate server to its numerical IP address? 7, option A. The content distribution network uses surrogate server, that is edge server, to cache the content closer to the users. So DNS redirection is a key mechanism to the CDNs. When a user requests content, some example, some URLs, the DNS resolves the domains to the IP address of a nearby surrogate server, not the origin server. So if you choose another option, that is incorrect option, that is option B, means it ensures that all the requested are sent to the origin server first. So it is also incorrect, because the goal of the CDN is to avoid the origin server when is possible. If you choose the option number C, that is incorrect also, because compression is handled by the other mechanism, not DNS. If you choose option number D, that is also incorrect, that is URL rewriting may occur in some CDN step, but not the role of a DNS redirections, but the only options, that is option number A, it maps the symbolic name of the surrogate server to its numerical IP address. It is a correct statement because DNS redirections ensure the users is directed to the closest surrogate server by the resolving the domain name to the server IP address. Got it? So correct option is 7, option number A. Now moving to the question number 8. How are the flat names generally created in the information centering network? Through the hash algorithm applied to the content. 8, option E. 8, option E. Now see one by one. So flat names in ICN are unstructured identifiers, typically a single value. Got it? If you choose option A, which is incorrect, by the using a collection of attribute, means this describe the attribute value based names, not flat names. If you choose option number B, this describe the hierarchical names, not flat names. If you choose option number C, that is dynamically assigned based on the user preference, is also incorrect because flat names are not user driven. If you choose the fourth option, that is following a structure similar to the uniform resource locator, is also incorrect as this applies to the hierarchical names. But the last option, through the hash mechanism applied to the content, is the correct statement because flat names are often created by the hashing content using the SHA 256, resulting in a unique identifier, that is 256-bit hash. So the correct option goes to the E, that is called through the hash algorithm applied to the content. Got it? Now moving to the question number 9. The question number 9 is, which advantage does the ICN provide in terms of security? What is the advantage in such a way? That is, data integrity is maintained through the signatures. That is the main and biggest advantage is there. Data integrity is maintained by the signature. So ICN focuses on the content security rather than the channel security. So the correct answer describe, because in ICN content is often signed, that is using digital signature to ensure the integrity and authenticity, allowing consumers to verify the source and integrity of the data. But what about the other options? The other option, if you choose option B, which end-to-end encryption is guaranteed, means it is an incorrect statement because ICN do not inherently guarantee end-to-end encryptions. It focuses on the content-based security. If you choose option C, that is IP smoking is eliminated, it is also incorrect statement because ICN reduce the reliance on the IP address. Spoofing can still occur at the other levels. If you choose the last option, that is option number D, it relies on the traditional firewall for security. It's also incorrect because ICN uses content-based security mechanism, not traditional firewalls. So the correct option goes to option number A, data integrity is maintained through the signatures. Now moving to the question number 10. This is the last questions. Which of the following is the best described in terms of opportunistic catching in ICN? Opportunistic catching in ICNs, that is temporary storage of data packets in order to router memory near to the customers. Temporary storage of data packets in the router memory to memory near to customers. Option number C. Opportunistic catching in the ICN refers to the catching content in the router as it passes through the network, taking advantage of opportunity to store data closer to the potential future customers. If you choose the option number A, which is incorrect, that is long-term data storage in the centralized locations, the opportunity catching is not centralized or long-term. If you choose option number B, it is also incorrect because opportunity catching is not driven by the preference but the opportunity to catch data as its flow. If you choose the last option, option number D, permanent catching of all incoming data packets in all routers, is also incorrect because catching is not permanent and not all packets are cached. Only the correct option is option number C, which is temporary storage of data packets in router memory near to the customer, because opportunity catching involves temporary storing data in routers along the path to the customer, improving retrieval speed of the future request. So option number C is the most appropriate answer. So we successfully attend all the questions with his explanations. Now I'm going to submit the answer. Please wait, the assignment is submitted and the message can come that thank you for taking week 11 assignment 11. Your answers are successfully submitted. Guys, we attend all the questions and we describe it briefly. If you like this video, you can share your channel to your friends so the other friends can get be benefited. And If you have any questions, any comment, you can put your question or query in your comment box. You are most welcome. Till then, take care of yourself, study hard, and prepare for your examinations. All the best.